Hey guys, what's up? It's NihonTiger. How you doing? Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. It's been a week since we've done our last episode, and in that time, let me go back here. I'll shut that off in a minute. But in that time, it's nighttime by the way. In that time, I've gone ahead and done a little bit more research. So you can see we've got our tree filled out a little bit here. I went ahead and unlocked advanced rocketry, which we needed to do to get access to one of the two unlocks that we have now, additional unlocks, fuel systems. So I did that mostly to get the external fuel duct, the RCS fuel tank, and the RCS thruster block, which are going to be the most important things to grab out of that bunch. Down here, electrics, I've also got that now, so we've got the rechargeable battery bank, some lights, and our photovoltaic panels. And of course down here is space exploration, which we have our mobile processing lab, which is gigantic by the way. I'll show that real quick. Mobility enhancer and a thermometer. So let's head back and let's go to VAB. And to get all those things, I did a few quick Kerbal missions. So basically around Kerbin, I flew around Kerbin, landed, and grabbed a bit of science here and there as I could. Tried to finish that up. So this is the Wildcat II-R. And the R stands for reconnaissance, it stands for robotic. However you want to put it, it's an unmanned probe. And you can see I've got basically everything that I have sciencey on here. So there's the thermometer back here, and the communications dish, the mystery goo is attached to the observation bay. There's the RCS and battery packs on here. This is our main thruster with the landing struts and RCS. I feel like I should move these around. I feel like I should move. I'm just going to do this because I feel like it would be a little more stable if I did it like this, and then move these four down here because I don't need so many battery packs. That'll be fine. So I'll save that. And here is the basic kind of body of the Wildcat II, which is a three rocket with booster machine, I guess you could call it. Got the launch struts here. This is our first stage, is the boosters, and second stage is the three rockets down here. That blows off. We have our third stage, and I've added a fourth stage here with the additional rocket. This is normally not present. Normally in the original design I had the command cockpit right here next to the science stuff. It was basically just a science lander for taking science and bringing it back in one piece. But we are actually going to do something different. I think I've got this all set up the way I want it. Yeah, this should be all set. So, what are we doing today? Let's go to launch with the II-R. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, first off I want to make it daytime. So if you didn't know, you can, I think, you can do this from the, yep, there you go. You can do it from the launch pad. You can make it daytime, you can warp ahead a little bit. So morning launch, why not? The sun is just coming up, and we have no pilots on board today. So no EVAs, no IVAs, anything like that. No crew reports. We are heading into space. This is the initial launch, so let's hope everything goes right. RCS is on, RCS is off, RCS check is complete. Throttle up, and let's fire off these solid rocket boosters. 3, 2, 1. There we go. And we have liftoff of the Wildcat II-R, leaving Kerbal Space Center on the Kerbal coast. It's a beautiful morning out here on Kerbin. It's gaining altitude rapidly. I want to, at 10,000, do our gravity turn. to the east. A little bit of a wobble. So let's slow down the throttle here. Don't need that much. Let the boosters do most of the work, and now we gotta actually throttle it back up. Because we're gonna lose our boosters here, and there we go. And now we can begin our... slow down a little bit to begin our gravity turn. Not that much. Oh, nuts. Did I think I forgot a control wheel, didn't I? Yeah, I wanna turn. I can do it with RCS. Nuts. I'm pretty sure I needed to have a control wheel here so this would actually turn. Yeah, I think I forgot it, so whoops. So how's our RCS, our monoprop? It's not doing well. We're losing a lot of it. That's actually pretty bad. RCS off. Well, you know what? I'm just going to go back and add it. So I will be right back. I'm going to go add that control wheel and then make sure that this works properly. Alright, it is morning here in good old Kerbal. Oh my goodness. Oh. Well, it's a little past morning now. I accidentally didn't mean to click on that. I was just trying to rotate to see the sun. But it's a good morning. Good morning for a launch. And we will have one in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. And to SAS, before I forget. So I did add the reaction wheel, and now it does do what it's supposed to do, so that's good. So there's our solid fuel boosters going. Let's throttle this up just a little bit to give it a little bit extra oomph. So we can throttle it down again. Halfway, about 6,000 meters and rising. Solid fuel rocket booster is about to go out there, and let's begin our turn to the right just a tiny little bit. So there we go. It's actually, wow, that's actually pretty good. Can't say I'm not happy with that one. Alright, so we are picking up tons of speed right now. Can throttle back a lot. Since we're not picking up tremendous amounts of speed, since we're busting through the atmosphere, we don't need as much thrust. So our apoapsis is now at about 35,000 meters and rising. It is looking pretty good. These fuel tanks here are kind of running low, but that's alright. We will save as much as we can. Don't really need too high of an orbit. We are aiming for the Mun. Is our goal to get the Wildcat II-R on the Mun. Would be nice to do today. So apoapsis at 50. Looking like it's going to get out to 60,000. So let's cut down the engine tier. All right. Actually, let's keep them just a little bit down. Oh, a little bit. There we go. That's good. So we also want to go ahead and add a maneuver here. Very quickly. this out. Not so much, not so much. Just get a nice concise orbit. That's a little too close. That's a little too close for comfort. Okay. So there we go. There's our... Oh. Here I am. I'm like trying to get in position here, and I'm just kind of tweaking it the wrong way. So we're in position. Nodes in about 15 seconds. Oh, down, 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 down. So start burning. Here we go. We let our burn commence. Oh. I heard that one. There we go. We've got our little rockets now going. And burn's gonna take a while. It's gonna take about a minute. So we should have enough fuel. That's right. Can't work faster than one when the ship's throttled up. So we have to wait this out. But there we go. Perfect. And now she's going, making a nice orbit. Gotta keep this going. Oh. Really, this doesn't matter at this point. This node's already been passed. So we can just kind of ignore it. In a sense. We don't have to. I think this is almost... Yeah, it's getting close to getting around in orbit. So that's good. Now we're going. Now we're cooking. There's our periapsis. So we want to watch the periapsis. Start throttling down, throttling down. Throttle down. Okay, I think that's good. 67,000 is pretty good. And then this is over here at 154. So a nice even orbit on the plane of the Mun. It's Ike. Wrong thing. There's Gilly. There's the Mun. Tylo and Lathe are over there. So lots of fun things to investigate here in the Kerbal Sphere. So let's set this as our target. And we will want to look at our node. Very nice, very nice. Within a degree on the node. So that's a good indication that we have a pretty even orbit. So I'm trying to figure out when I want to do this next maneuver. So I feel like I should do it at the periapsis because I want this to have the most oomph. Let's see, I think I'll get more oomph if I'm going from the periapsis here. So this will be 3 million. And this will be about 4 million. Yeah, so it's going to be to our benefit to do it at the periapsis. And we'll want to... Oh! Got an encounter! Got an encounter! Look at that. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That is perfect. That's almost perfect right there. Look at that. We're going to run smack into this thing. Okay. So, let us get into position. And we have about 20 minutes, and we have a burn of 798.1 meters per second. So, I am gonna go ahead, and first off, I'm gonna quick save the game, just to make sure, because this is a very good orbit. I'm very proud with this, but we're going to have an escape orbit around to the Mun, and hopefully, we're burning like right at the periapsis. Wow, that's like the best time to do it, I think, is right at periapsis, because that's the point where you're closest, and it's also therefore the point that you're moving the fastest at. So your apoapsis is the point that's furthest out. Just sciencey stuff in case you didn't know that. But we're kind of slingshotting ourselves around to the Mun. So I think this will be perfect, and I will be right back when we get within time to make our big burn. And there's the Mun. I'm coming for ya. Alright, we are back here, really close to where our node is. It's about 2 minutes out, so have half a tank of fuel on this tank, so I think that should be enough to get us to where we need to get to. Again, our target here is to burn at this node in about 2 minutes, and it will take us around in a slingshot to the Mun, hopefully. But you can see our speed is increasing as we get closer to the periapsis, and our orbit is decreasing. So we have minute 39, and I'm quick saving again. But if you probably can't see this because you're not watching me do this on like face cam or something, but right now my arm is like just shaking because I'm so nervous about doing this right. But 2R is approaching its node. So we do have a full electric charge, full monoprop charge. So about 30 seconds ago, I think I'm going to fire the engines. So keep an eye on that orbit. We don't want to overshoot it. Okay, so about 10 seconds from now, I'm going to start firing the engines up, and we're going to start bringing it up to full power. So let's see, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire the engines. There we go. Start increasing our speed a little bit. We're at half power, so we have 15 seconds. Start bringing it up a little bit more. We are still on target. Alright, so we're not full power. Resources are going. They're burned for another 53 seconds. We are burning at full power. Keeping on target with the node. A little bit high. Just gonna watch that node. Speed is coming down. We are at about 300 meters per second within our target speed. 200 meters per second. 150 meters a second. Starts bringing it down just a little bit so we don't overshoot it. Oh, there it went. Oh, quickly. And oh my. Voila, I think we've done it. That is pretty close. A little short, but it will still get us to where we need to get to. So very happy with that. We have a very large orbit in case we miss it. Looks like. But we don't have to worry about that. We are on our way to the Mun. And fuel-wise, we have almost a full tank of fuel. So I think that's my main worry now, is making sure we have enough fuel to get us first into orbit around the Mun and then land on it. Because we don't need to come back. We're not coming back with this. We are just going straight to the Mun. So I will go ahead and quick save again. And I'll go ahead and cut to when we're a little bit closer to our encounter, and then we'll start getting ourselves in position for our landing. Alright, we're back here, and the Wildcat II-R has made it all the way to the Mun. We are about to hit our Mun encounter. There it is, right there. There's our big old rocky rock. So in about a minute and 20 seconds, I think our orbit is going to change dramatically. Because they usually do when we get our Mun encounter, our orbit will change on here. This is just as it relates to Kerbin, our Kerbal orbit. But the idea here is that we have a periapsis in about an hour and 14 minutes. We're going to want to burn retrograde when we get to the periapsis and try to draw ourselves in a little bit. So we have some experience with this. We did this in the last episode. We basically, oh god, you probably can't even tell again, but like, if you thought I was shaking last time, my legs are just going jittery back and forth right now because I'm like, just jittering because I'm like, oh my god, I want to make this work. But yeah, in about 30 seconds, we'll see if it has any effect. If it doesn't, then the idea here is we would want to see. This is going to affect our Kerbal orbit, so we don't want that. That's junk. We want to see what our Munar orbit's going to be in about 10 seconds. We'll know. I expect it'll just be a quick bow that shoots us in and out, so we'll have to try and wrap ourselves around it. So 3, 2, 1, transition. There we go. So we've lost our target. We have a so it's not letting us set the Mun as our target anymore. Probably because we're within its orbit, so I don't think we need to. But what I want to do now. Okay, now is this still setting Kerbin as a target? So we did lose the Mun as our target. That's kind of crummy. Crap. I don't want a Kerbal periapsis. I want a here. Let's set Ike as our target. Let's set Ike as our target and try and set the Mun as our target. Okay. It's not letting us do that. It's just basically telling us we're going to shoot ourselves back right out into a Munar orbit, I think. Oh wait, no, there it is. There it is, okay. So that's kind of what we want to do right now. So we want to get our retrograde burn in and kind of pull ourselves really close in with the Mun. As close as we can get. Yeah, that will do. That will do. Okay. That will do, Nihon. That will do. So we have got to slow ourselves down quite a bit. We have to get our orbit down to 385, from 385.4 down to basically about 75, because it's going to be 310.4 is what we're targeting to burn off. And let's flip around. Wow, that's really fast. So we want to follow this and quick save. It's our good friend. So I don't screw this up because I want to do this in one shot if I can. Still have a lot of fuel. Let's move a little faster here because this is going to take an hour otherwise. So you can see we're kind of actually being pulled backwards now. Interestingly enough. And we're picking up speed as well as we get closer to that periapsis. So it's going to be a little bit more interesting. 4, 23, 22, 20 minutes to the node. And that node is going to be our burn point. Don't take your eye off the ball. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3:30. So let's go about 2 minutes out. That'll do. 2 minutes 5 seconds. So that's our node. It's right here before the periapsis. We are not burning at the periapsis. We actually want to slow down, so if we could, we'd want to burn at our apoapsis, but we don't have an apoapsis in this in this orbit. So let's see, here's my ship. It's got, again, full electric charge. I think maybe it's not getting as much electric charge because the sun, the sun is not hitting the panels that well because it's facing backwards. That's fine because we're not really doing any science. Can we observe the mystery group by any chance? No, we already have that data. So again, we will hit that F5 key and let's back out to our orbital view. We'll make sure that we are doing this properly. So 55, 53, 52, 50. Again, about 30 seconds in, I'm going to fire the engines here. I think my main worry at this point is having enough fuel. I think that's the thing I'm most concerned about, is not getting into orbit, having enough fuel to get down to the surface. So let's fire that engine. Not all the way. You can see that burn time, estimated burn is 15 seconds, 14. It's pulling it back in, it's kind of wrapping around. There it is. So we slow ourselves down. We can go full throttle here. Slow it down. There we go. Now, we may need to flip ourselves around just real quickly here. And I think just burn a tiny little bit prograde. To give ourselves a periapsis on the other side. Yep, there we go. 5 meters. We're gonna need a bit more than that, buddy. Okay, there we go. I think that's the closest periapsis I've ever seen in my entire life. And it would have just meant that we crashed right into the moon. Okay. So, this is my concern. We lost a sizable chunk trying to slow down there. So, we've got another burn to make. We've got to make a second burn here on the opposite side where this periapsis is. To slow us down even more. That's the problem. That's the thing I'm most worried about. But we won't be going very fast, I think. So, if we can burn... Yeah, we don't have a huge burn this time around. 61.3 meters per second. That's going to be... So, in my napopsis, we want that to be really tight. Actually, it's 157... 137. That's too tight. It's too tight. Yeah, so we'll do that. I'll quick save. And we'll start to warp ourselves around here. A little bit to get closer to where our node is. Line ourselves up a little bit better. It looks like we're in the sun now, so it looks like we are... Yeah, we're facing the sun, so we're getting that charge on our panels. That's good. But I want to go ahead and fast forward time a little bit again. Just because it makes the video go by a little bit faster. I don't have 10 hours here to actually do the whole thing in real time. Okay, so... Again, we want to face this way. We're going to burn retrograde. And we're going to slow down by 114.8 meters per second. It's not going to be a long. It's not going to be a long burn, thankfully. It's going to be a relatively quick burn, I would imagine. But it's not quite going to get us what we want, which is a nice orbit so that we can actually land it. So I think the fuel thing is going to start to worry me a little bit. So, yeah, it's only about 7-second burn. So it's going to be like a baby burn. Uh, 7 seconds. Even 7 seconds on this, it's... I mean, our engines are barely fired right now, so if we just went ahead and did that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. I'll take that. And we have half a tank of fuel left. I don't know if I like that. So for our next burn, we probably want to do it at our apoapsis, and we want to, instead of, oh no, that's just shifting it. Okay, so let's go around to our apoapsis here. I had the wrong thing clicked, and let's try, if we slow down, how much fuel do we need? We need a lot of fuel. It's going to be a big burn. But that should be our last major burn right there. So again, let's save it one more time. And through the power of science, we will fast forward. Oh boy, I am nervous about this. I know I saw the fuel. We're at 4772, and our oxidizer is a little bit more. But we have just over half a tank left, I think, is roughly what we have. So that's going to be pretty close. And we've got ourselves a final burn retrograde. So we're in position. And we'll slow down just a little bit here. So now we're under a minute. Oh boy, we have 164.1 meters per second to slow down. This could be a tall order for us. This could be really, really painful. I want to stay on this one because at this point, my main concern is the fuel. I want to monitor the fuel situation, which I can do better, I think, from... Actually, I can do it from here. That'll be fine. Oh boy. This could get really interesting really quickly if I run out of fuel doing this, or screw this up in some way. But once I get this little orbit here, I've got to keep burning at various points to slow down enough so that I can actually land on the surface at a reasonable speed. If I land too fast, it's going to blow up on me. And we still have what, 190,000 meters to deal with here. That's not a very small distance at all. It's huge. That's a huge orbit. But this is going to be our easiest time to slow it down. To slow down enough to actually do this properly. So... Oh, careful. Slow, stop. Okay. Alright. So we will want to make some additional retrograde burns as we go further and further down toward the surface. So we don't want it to be a straight up and down. I think this will be better because it's more of an arc, so we'll have opportunities to burn and slow ourselves down. But again, we're less than half a tank of fuel now. That's not good. I wonder if I can turn and use my RCS to brake. Or maybe just use it to steer. I think turns really fast with the RCS on. Okay. So let's go forward a little bit here. Our speed is increasing, so we will want to, again, burn retrograde and try and slow ourselves down a little bit. So just these quick burns, they are eating up a ton of my fuel. I think that's going to be a problem. As you can see, we've got a ton of speed, and we've still got a long way to go. So if I burn retrograde again, even at this fast, it's gonna, I think I'm gonna run out of fuel. I think the fuel is gonna be the issue. Alright, so our apoapsis is now down to 83. How far down are we? So we're at 40,000 feet. Yeah, we're gonna run out of fuel. Well, shit. We got so close this time. We got so close. I feel like we should have come in maybe a little bit more shallow. Maybe that would have done it. Damn it. Well, this was an unmanned mission, so we can go ahead and observe the materials bay. Keep the data. See how much data we would have gotten. Can we... We have a thermometer on here. Can I do something with that? Lock temperature. That would have been a lot of science. So, we've determined that we need a bigger fuel tank if we're going to come to the Mun. Or a more powerful engine, so probably the bigger fuel tank is what we'll get next time. Ick. A little bit sad. A little bit sad. Whee! Okay. So yeah, since we can't use our parachutes to stop, let's at least check all our stuff and make sure it works. About 20,000 meters. This should be fun. Yeah, I couldn't get that. The apoapsis is just too much for us to overcome. But we have a workable model. We have a model that can get us to the Mun. We just need more fuel. That's the big issue. So it's going to need a bigger tank or more tanks, or not sure how to do that unless I start threading various things through the to this tank. But we need a bigger tank to do that anyways. Well, you win some, you lose some, right? And goodbye. Aw. Yeah, we weren't in a good spot anyways. We were gonna crash land on a cliffside. Well, we learned something. We learned that fuel is king. So, next time we'll come back with a bigger tank and a better design. Cannot autosave at this point. Thank you for reminding me of that game. Yep, that'll be it for today's episode. So I'll see you next time. But the good news, we can make it to the Mun with the Wildcat II for sure. So we'll do that in the future, I'm sure. I'm sure at some point we'll do it in the future. Take it easy, guys.